Hello guys, for my eyes, we are going to play with color. I've already kind of gone through all of the rainbow colors, so today I'm gonna kind of start a new thing where I kind of combine colors. So today's focus is going to be orange and yellow. I'm gonna use this neon palette from Profusion, just because I feel like it has both of those in there. So let's go for it. I'm using the shade Gnarly, which, as you can see, is a pretty, I mean, the whole palette is literally called Neons, so it's bringing the name. So this palette, I mean, I feel like it is really good for the price. Like the pigment, you have to kind of build up a little bit, but you can get there. And again, kind of like yesterday, I'm doing my eyes first, so this is a really good chance to just kind of like exaggerate the eye shape, blend it out, and not really have to worry because you'll just clean it up later. Plus, you know my take on color. Like, I don't want you to be guessing, like, is she trying to do a colorful look today? I just want it to be obvious. So as you can see, I'm pretty heavily building that up. I'm just using that same color. Definitely adding more of that orange kind of into my V than anywhere else. I think I'm gonna switch this as a little bit more dense of a brush so that I can really pack that color on. That's what I'm saying. Like, it can get there. It can get to being a bam color and payoff. You just kind of have to work with it. It's definitely not one of those that you're gonna get to the instant results and instant color right away, but if you are willing to kind of work with it and take the time to kind of just go through everything, I think it is like, it's worth it. Okay. I probably should try and cut my crease. This is not something that I am like skilled at. Honestly, it's just not something that I have done very often. I've done it maybe once or twice, but I went a little wild with my orange application. So to make that yellow pop, getting a flat top brush, I'm getting my concealer, and I just want a little bit, and I'm basically just gonna carve out like that part of the lid that I want to be yellow. I think a flat top brush is probably the easiest to apply this with, because then it allows you to be precise to get that kind of shape that you want, and then just kind of bring it out as far as you would want. I'm not as like picky if it's like a perfectly blank canvas. I just want it to not be as orange as it was, so you just have to know how fast your concealer dries so that you are able to work with that. But it's not as like scary of a process as you might think. If you have a good brush, it's doable. Like I said, some people really end up going in and really blanking it out, but to me, this is enough. I may add a little more on the side because it looks a little uneven. Look at me using a new, not new, but I don't think I've really ever used this on my channel, so okay. Sorry, I was trying to find a precise enough brush for my yellow. I'm just gonna use the yellow that's in this palette. I like when everything is kind of like a one-stop shop for a look, because nobody wants to be like doing a look where they have to go through like 4 different palettes to finish the look. I think I can use a bigger brush. Okay, so see, that just allows the yellow to pop off my eye and be visible more so than if I tried to just cover up like the orange I had on my lid. I guess another alternate would be to start with the yellow so that you don't even have to worry about it, but cut creases do not have to be scary or like perfect. I think you can, with like blending, you can make it all work out. So again, I am just gonna build it up because I want it to be a actual like yellow. I don't want it to be a mixture, at least on the inner corner. I will start blending more so in where they meet in like the middle, but for that inner pop, I want it to be a definite yellowy color. So I'm just packing that on, just following the shape of my eye and where we cut that crease. And like I said, I'm not worried about really being precise because I know I'm gonna blend kind of the edges out. So I really am just trying to get the color kind of where I want it. Okay, I know it's looking crazy. Okay, so here is where I'm going to just grab my original brush that I used for the orange. This is just where we're just going to start kind of blending everything together. So I'm gonna bring that into my eye. I don't want it to be such like a harsh, like here's yellow, here's orange. I want it to now marry each other. And that's where you get kind of that cool gradient too. So I want it to be clearly like deeper orange. I'm gonna even kind of really add that orange. You see how that middle now is kind of like almost like an orange yellow. And then it's like straight yellow. That's kind of more what I want because that looks way better than that. So I'm just starting by adding even more orange to the out, and then when that's almost all off my brush, then I just kind of start blending in the middle, mixing those two, and then blending my outer edges of my yellow. So it is not any harsh lines or color separation. We just want it to be a beautiful color marriage. Okay. Gonna add the tiniest bit of yellow just to that kind of inner part because I really want that to stand out. But see, yeah, it looks like now I almost have like 3 colors on my eye when we only had 2. This is great, a great technique. Like for, yeah, it's basically just using what you have kind of in a new way and making your own colors out of it. Okay, I promise it looks crazy, but now we'll start to kind of wipe away the fallout, wipe away, because even just that was looking a little wild. But yeah, got a little too far in over here. Okay. If your lines are ever too harsh, just use your finger to kind of blur it back out. I don't want it to be like a clear stop. And obviously you can make the shape on the outer whatever you want. I'm trying to decide if I want to add a wing or if I want to add a sparkle, but I kind of like it as is. There is a yellow sparkle. Maybe I'll just use that in the inner corner. But yeah, here's my orange and yellow eyes so far. Hello guys, happy Tuesday. My theme is orange and yellow eyes. In my head, I'm still trying to decide if I want to add a sparkle, if I want to add a wing. Do I just leave it alone? I might just leave it alone. I do a lot of sparkly looks, so maybe I just leave it and let the matte kind of have its moment. This is my Feel Good skin from Profusion. Oh, that was my eyeshadow palette from Profusion too. Maybe I'll end up doing a full face from them. They have some really good blushes too that I have tried, but I've not tried everything of theirs, but what I have tried, I like. Okay. I put on like a glowy primer beforehand, so I feel like it's definitely coming out glowy, which is fine. Okay. The tiniest little dot of concealer. Don't use too much because I already have some on my eyes. I mean, my eyeshadow done. I'm just gonna use the same beauty blender. I have been using my dry one, but I don't really feel like trying to find it right now. Okay, it was a very, very warm day today. Spent some time outside. My daughter was like playing with water and water toys. Today was one of those days where I was not really mad at her if she splashed me. Oops, I just accidentally got that in my eye. I'm used to using a much smaller blender. Okay. Having the look be all matte is a little weird to me. Okay, I'm not using that product from yesterday, even though I made it work. I'm just gonna use something that is actually more my shade. For the first time in like 3 days, something that actually is my shade. Where's my brush? Why do I always lose this brush? Okay. It just vanished. Trying to like, sorry, I lost my train of thought. So I am a big, oh, that does not look good. That's not all the way blended in. I am a big reader, and I just, I use my library a lot. Like I'll put a bunch of books on hold, and then, so like I never know when I'm gonna get them because I'm like, whatever, like 45th in line or whatever. So then usually it happens where I'll turn one in and then I haven't had a book for like a couple days and I'm like, I want to read. And then, of course, all at once, like 3 books get ready. So now I'm gonna have to like try and speed read to make sure I can read them all. I don't know. I enjoy it. Send me any of your book recommendations. I kind of like a little bit of everything. The best book I have read this year so far has been Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by GRWM. It was like just perfection to me. I don't know. I knew from like the instant I'd read it, it was just like the writing. I just fell in love with the characters. I don't know. That it was like absolutely incredible. It was just, it was so good. It's like one of those books that I will not accept criticism about because it was so good and I loved it. But I'm also reading the Court of Thorns and Roses series. So that's one of my books actually. Okay, let's go try my blush. Okay, let's add some shimmer. I'm still using my Tres Luce. I don't know. Tres Luce. I think this is Becky G. Is that her name? This is like some celebrity's makeup brand. I did not know that when I first tried it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it said when I was like tagging them on social media. I just ruined my eye look by doing that. I always put it under, but I forgot that I was using my finger and I just like wiped away my makeup. Okay, that was just a silly mistake on my end. Let me just kind of bring that back up. What was I doing? Okay. That was just silly of me. Okay. Now let's add the powder highlight of this. I'm giving sunshine. I want to gleam to the skies. Okay. Let's curl the lashes. Okay. I'm not going to add sparkle on the lid. I'm just going to do like a tiny bit in the inner corner. I had to add it somewhere. Just the tiniest little whisper. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Where is my mascara? Okay, I'm just gonna use Drama Bomb then. Okay, I'm really glad that I kept it matte. I'm proud of myself for showing some restraint. Not everything has to have sparkles or glitter to be a beautiful eye look. Okay, this turned out like really pretty. I'm always surprised. I mean, I always like kind of have an idea of like what I want slash a semi like vision, but I think that turned out really pretty. Oh, and I just freaking ruined it. Okay, for lips, I'm just gonna go in with this LA Colors in Blushing. Which is kind of like similar to my lip color, but just a little bit deeper. Okay. And I'm really just gonna add this little cocoa butter oil lip gloss. I just felt like I wanted to be kind of simple, but really, really glossy. This will give you that straight up wet lips look. And this is from Isme, New York. I'm pretty sure I got this at Marshall's. Okay. But here is my final look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm glad we were able to kind of save my fiasco. But thank you for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.